The following is a Cheeky Leprechaun production.
Pop culture is the entirety of ideas.
Me, Mario.
Let the bass kick.
I am the greatest.
Holy eggshell!
I am your father.
And welcome back to another episode of the Pop Culture Experience. Dan O'Kelly here with you as always. Of course, what's happening? You going well? I hope, I assume. Got a big episode today, actually. I'm going to have to bypass any news that I was going to do because we went a little long. But we needed to go long because, well, to put it simply, I had to find a way to come to terms with parting ways with something that's been pretty important in my life, my DVD collection. Now, you might be sitting there and you're probably thinking, come on, mate, it's a DVD collection. How important can it be? You just turf it. We're in a world of streaming. You don't need a DVD anymore. Yeah, okay, I understand that. But, you know, there's something about a collection. I'm a big collector. I like collecting different things. And for a long time there, my DVD collection, well, it helps define a person, doesn't it? It helps you give a little insight to a person. Being able to display something in your house where you can turn to it, or maybe a visitor can turn to it and go, I love that too. That's a great movie, that. I now respect this person more because they like that movie. Having a certain movie or TV show in your DVD collection can say a lot about a person. Really can. And so that was why I knew going into this it was going to be tough. Parting ways with things. I'm not a hoarder by any stretch, just a collector. And I figured I needed help doing it. I couldn't do this by myself. That would be, an undertaking too great for one individual, especially an individual who has sentimental attachment to most things. Maybe I am a hoarder. I'm not sure. Maybe. But I asked Dane, my friend Dane Robertson. Now, you remember Dane. He was on, we discussed the Oscars earlier this year. It was a great conversation, that one. And I thought, especially coming out of that, and I know Dane, I've known him for years, but I could really tell that in the moments where you need to be critical, like the Oscars were, you needed to be able to decipher what was actually worthy of winning an Oscar. What was worthy for me to keep in my DVD collection. And given the topic being movies and TV, Dane's perfect. Dane runs his own podcast. He writes different articles for the Latch publication, largely involving entertainment. And I knew he was the man I needed. And that's why let's just go straight to it, because it was the day of culling. The day of culling my DVD collection with the help of my friend Dane Robertson. So let's go now to see how I went, what I was allowed to keep, what I was not allowed to keep. It was a tough day. Dane, how you doing, mate? You good?
I'm fantastic, mate. How are you?
Good, mate. In isolation and just sort of getting through the chores, just getting around the house, fixing up things I've needed to get to.
I've never known you to be the handyman. What are you fixing exactly?
I'm not fixing anything, mate. I'm actually just... in all honesty, I'm going through my DVD collection. That's why I thought I'd get you on. I need to clean it out.
Okay.
I need to clean it out.
Yeah, absolutely. I would have thought, mate, we're in the 21st century. We've got streaming services.
Yeah, well, so you say that, mate, but it's not that simple, is it? Because, let's think about it. You and I, we bought a lot of these DVDs together. We used to go to JB Hi-Fi and we'd go in and get the 3 for 40 sale.
The glory days.
The glory days of not having real life expenses. That wasn't it?
Yeah.
Having a job, but no real life expenses.
I can see in the background there, you've got a few Blu-rays, right, which is quite, a little bit expensive.
They are. They certainly are.
Yeah.
I thought we'd sort of maybe get to those in a little bit because they feel more important, don't they? There's something about the Blu-ray that they cost more.
Yep, absolutely. Do you notice the quality? difference between
Nah.
the Blu-ray and the DVD?
Nah.
No, okay,
Nah.
good.
Do you?
I thought you were going to lie to me then.
Nah.
Of course not, mate.
I certainly.
Why did you?
But you know what? I only buy them now. I only buy the Blu-rays. And remember,
Yeah.
for a long time, you and I were like, "Oh, Blu-ray! It's just going to ruin our collections."
Yeah.
I've done the jump because I think there must be a difference, and if there is, I want to be part of the difference.
It's all part of the marketing, mate.
It is. It is. It's all a way to earn that extra buck.
It really is annoying because they're first of all, they're blue, obviously, the casing, and they're a tiny bit smaller than the DVD casing.
Yep.
And
So
it throws everything off. It looks...
when you're going across your
looks like
DVD collection, and then it goes, it looks shit
Yeah,
house. And the
drops
blue,
down.
yeah, the blue's no good. The blue cover, but yeah, look, you moved out within the last year of your parents' place.
Yeah.
You've moved into an apartment? Was that something that was on your chopping block, the DVD collection?
The DVDs are gone, mate. I'm DVD free since 2019.
No DVDs in the house at all.
There is not a single DVD in this house, my friend. Not even the favourites. Although, you know, that's because I'm just hoarding them, a few of them at mum and dad's, because that's what.
So they're
you
not
leave the
gone.
stuff that they're not gone. They're not gone, girl. No.
Okay, because I was sort of thinking, should we set some rules for this? Like, is a classic safe? And I mean, obviously, we're going to have to bicker on what's a classic, but there has to be some things that you go, it's a classic that probably doesn't deserve savers. You know, like
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
I
how
guess
have you gone about this? Have you done like a cull before calling me, or is this the whole range, or are these you're at the bottom end?
I'll give you an example of my pre-cull. Hang on, let me grab some.
Okay. It is a big time in a man's life when they have to cull the DVD collection.
And parting with anything that you as a man feel defines you a little bit, like a DVD collection can say a lot about a person.
It certainly does.
Jim Carrey, me, myself, and Irene. That was an easy cull. It's one of those 90s.
Yeah, okay, good. Thank God. I was like,
No.
is this really where we're starting? This
No,
shouldn't
no,
take no time at all, mate.
No. I mean, Stranger Than Fiction, a Will Ferrell one that I've never actually
That's
watched.
still got the wrapping on it.
Mate, there is
Yeah,
a
that's
few
got the
today.
price.
There is a few today we're going to come across still in the wrapping.
I always wanted to buy that one at JB. It was like $9.99. Sounds like it had a good synopsis on it, but I never picked it up. Obviously, you did, but you never watched it.
I did, but the synopsis wasn't that good, apparently.
Not a Farrell fan?
I am, but I feel like there's a reason why none of us knew what that movie was. So, you know, if it's not one of the hard-pressing ones, it's not worth it. All right, so look, I mean, there's a few that I have culled, because in the interest of time for the podcast, and as you can see, there's still a lot for us to get through.
Yeah.
I thought I'd hit you with an Oscar winner, straight off.
Okay, this is controversial.
Well, could be interesting. American Hustle, Dane.
Get rid of it.
Wow. Whoa. The pace in which you answered concerns me.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a good Oscar winner. What, did you say Oscar winner or Oscar nominee?
Sorry, winner of 3 Golden Globes.
Oh, yeah. Okay, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, if you put Golden Globes on there, that means you didn't perform well at the Oscars, obviously.
That is 100% true. It did get Best Picture at the Golden Globes, though. So,
Did it really?
yeah.
That surprises me. I don't even know what would have beaten it out in at the Oscars. What year was that?
Good question.
Yeah,
This
I'm
is.
testing you, aren't I?
No, you've tested me, but that's all right. That's all part of the podcast. It looks to be, as I had trying to find a year.
That's all right. I can chuck up the IMDb.
Yeah, look, get up the IMDb because
What's it called? American Hustle.
American Hustle. I'm going to hazard a guess at 2012, just from my
13. Not bad.
not bad.
13.
So, all right, American Hustle.
Get rid of it though. At the end of the day, that's got to go. Why does it have to go? Because it wasn't that memorable from my memory. What I think is about an undercover cop or something.
Dane, to be honest, you've made a good point here. I think it is quite unmemorable. I couldn't really tell you what it's about.
The only thing I recall it for is Christian Bale putting on excess weight again.
Yeah, and I do remember Bradley Cooper. Mate, it's a good cast. It's got Bradley Cooper.
It's a great cast.
Amy Adams, Christian
Louis
Bale.
C.K. in here, apparently.
Louis C.K., Jennifer Lawrence. I mean,
Jeremy Renner, Amy Adams.
yeah, it just keeps going. All right, move on. It's in the turf bin. This one will be interesting for you. I think you might be a fan of this. High Fidelity, John Cusack classic.
I watched it on my laptop.
Something romantic. It's one of those romance ones. Very romantic with the records and the love story and the music.
Yeah, no, Bennett. I don't remember it. I didn't watch it.
Okay.
Wasn't paying attention. John Cusack, not huge for him either.
No. Well,
No.
I liked him in that, but yeah, I guess he hasn't really done a whole heap, has he?
Well, yeah. Before we chuck it in the bin, what are your thoughts on it?
It's one of those easy watches. So it's like, and it's, as I just said, the romance of the records and the it's like a period. It's a period in time where like the record store and the girl comes in and he's like the little bit disgruntled record shop owner who's like, a bit of a wanker at the same time. There's a lot in it. It gives me 500 Days of Summer vibes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's sort of, interesting.
Chuck it in the bin.
Yeah, chuck it in the bin. Okay, 3-part trilogy, The Godfather. This, I might have set you up for some potential criticism here because it's your call, mate.
That's controversial.
What I will
you may
say
as well
here,
put the third in the bin from the get-go. Put that in the bin.
Well, I mean, the completest though, Dane. Do you need to have the 3?
Well, that's what. Here we go. This is, I guess, my theory.
Yep.
Put the third in the bin because
it's
no
a crap.
good to
It's a crap movie. No one likes
It's
it.
a shit film.
Okay,
Yeah.
interesting. So we've got one.
And then you've got 2 of 3. So you don't have to select. You don't have the full 3, do you?
I have no issue with that, maths.
And because you've got 1 and 2 on, I think, every single streaming service that's ever existed. So I think you're good to go.
Have streaming culled 3? Is that so accepted that it's such a shit movie that they don't even have it? I wonder.
Probably.
Or,
Everyone tries to forget it.
Or if they do have 3, does that say that, the trilogy, the importance of having the trilogy outweighs just culling the collection because of the 3rd shit film? I mean, Dane, are we going to have to cull the Dark Knight trilogy because of the 3rd installment?
The 3rd installment, mate. Absolutely not, mate.
I'm baiting him early.
You would, mate. I was just doing some of my best Bane impressions last night. There's no chance you would get rid of that.
You want to give us one? Give us a little Tom Hardy as Bane.
I was doing it out of a bowl.
Oh, okay, interesting. Isolation.
Yeah, no, not heaps on. It did get mistaken as a Sean Connery accent as well, so we'll leave it up to the viewers.
Okay.
Or perhaps he's wondering why he would shoot a man before throwing him out of a plane.
Yeah, it's not bad. I don't mind it. Who thought
Lovely voice.
Who thought Sean Connery? I'm almost more concerned about that.
That was just a friend.
Little lady friend. Okay. Well, Sean Connery's a deep cut.
That's how I win him over, right?
Taxi Driver.
Ooh.
Taxi Driver, the De Niro classic, the Scorsese classic. Oscar winner? Did this win an Oscar? I
think it might have.
Yeah, look, it should have.
I think. Actually, I'm not entirely sure. I don't know.
It may not have.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But do you want to know if I'm keeping or culling?
Is this defined as a classic where you go, everyone should have Taxi Driver?
Of course, it's a classic.
Yeah, but a DVD collection classic.
See, here's the thing. I'd almost keep on record my top 10.
Yeah.
But
I don't know if I'm going to be able to walk away from today with 10 DVDs. Maybe 20. 20 could be a good
20?
Yeah.
Yeah, 20 is a good number. I still don't think it'd be my 20. I don't know how you feel. I would be sending it to
the bin,
to the retirement village. Yeah.
I guess it would only be in my 20 to give a certain vibe that
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, well, the film student in us, Dane, you know, like
Yeah, you're a pretentious cockhead.
yeah. Well, I mean, is
I
that
know.
not why we both bought it?
It's the same reason. It's the same reason that I like. What is it? Raging Bull.
Wow, that's going to be coming up later, and I haven't seen it, so
You're kidding.
I haven't
Yeah, it's
seen
the
it.
same
But
reason-
yeah, I bought it because it needed to be in there.
It's the same reason you've got a record collection.
Ah, okay, little shot at the record collection, hey, hey.
Because you're a wanker.
Yeah, little wanker. Hey, he's a wanker. All right, okay. This one, I feel like I know where this is going. Moneyball, Brad Pitt. Look, this
I love that film.
it's a grouse film. Really good movie.
It's
It's sort of feel good and it's also inspiring. Brad Pitt, maybe one of my favorite Brad Pitt movies. Jonah Hill, fantastic in it. What do we think?
I think it's absolutely phenomenal. You'd be, very hard pressed to throw it in the bin. But if you want to watch baseball, turn it on at ESPN. Put it in the bin.
Oh, so we're binning.
Bin it.
Oh my
Bin it, mate.
goodness!
If you want to watch baseball,
I don't want to watch baseball. I want to watch a story about baseball. I don't want to watch baseball though.
well, watch an ESPN 20 or 20.
All right. Well, I do have a KO subscription now, so I could do that. Here we go, Dane. Heat. The Val Kilmer, Al Pacino, Robert De Niro classic, which bored the shit out of me. I'm binning it myself.
Wow, that's huge.
I thought
would've
you'd
kept
think
it,
that's
mate.
huge. Were you
I
going to
would've
say
kept it.
keep? You would kept it.
I would have said keep it. Yeah.
I thought you would. Look, I watched it once.
mate.
Very long.
Yeah. I watched it the first time. I didn't like it. The
Oh.
second time and third time I watched it, it grew on me a lot. And I think that I respected it a lot more in terms of having two of the greatest, if not the greatest actors of all time in a scene together, Pacino and who is it? De Niro at the top of their games in a scene together. Val Kilmer at his best. No, I think you've done the right thing. I think you have done the right thing.
Now
The
I'm
right thing.
like, should I have given it another watch before I threw it out? Because apparently the movie changes. But it's in the bin. It's in the bin, Dame. That's all right. We move on. All right. A Thailand copy in a case of Bad Boys #1.
Thailand.
Straight in the bin.
Does it say what you're going to do? Yeah, no, that's
Yeah,
good news,
straight
mate.
in the bin. Straight in the bin. Sleepless in Seattle, Dane. A bit of a romance guy you are.
I am a romantic.
You know, a little fun one about this, and it's actually got nothing to do with this, but rather the people in it. I watched, what's that other, You've Got Mail with Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks also. Watched that for the first time the other day. Have you seen it?
I don't think I have. No, I haven't.
It's on Netflix. Fantastic. Really nice little watch. And having watched that, I think it's better than this. And I don't know. Do I call this?
I couldn't even. Who's in it? Tom Hanks.
Have you
put it in
not
the
seen
bin, mate.
Sleepless in Seattle?
I haven't.
You know what I'll do? I'll donate this to you and watch it with a lady friend. You know,
Okay.
I'm all about
Yeah.
helping out a friend, and that might
Thanks, mate.
help if you know
If
what
it's
I mean.
not going in your bin, it's going in my bin. Beautiful.
Yeah. What about
That's normally what happens, isn't it? I haven't seen it. Put it in the bin.
Okay, straight into the bin for the Travolta film. Secret Window. Have you seen that Johnny Depp one?
Oh, I actually hate this film, and because you know why I hate it? Because a lot of people like it, and it infuriates me. It's just another basic psychology film, like psychological thriller about didn't he do it? Whose head's he in? What's happening? Is he the bad guy? Oh, meta. No,
Sort of
put it in the
film
bin.
that
Johnny-
sort of Is it just because it's Johnny Depp? People love it. Do you think? Is that what gets this?
No, I don't think. I think everyone hates Johnny Depp now.
Well,
Johnny
that's
Depp's
true.
one of the most. But at the time, to your point, I think he probably was quite loved and adored.
Yeah.
He does look like a bit of a rooster on there, but no, he's no good. Chuck in the bin.
This is one of those ones where, remember back a couple of years ago now, the DVD stores started going out of business and they had to sell off everything. I made a lot of good purchases.
Right.
Good purchases. Secondhand, but that's all right.
They're going to the bin, mate.
Yeah, no,
You're
now
putting them- You just repurpose their rubbish. Gave it maybe another life, 2 years of life, and then now it's going in the bin.
Yep, absolutely. And I didn't even watch it in the process. Top Gun. How do we feel about Maverick?
The new one coming out.
Yeah, are we excited for that? I kind of am.
It actually looks like a good trailer.
Yep.
Gets the emotions going, gets the ticket beating over. But I watched this for the first time only probably 2 or 3 weeks ago in isolation.
Oh.
And geez, it's a laugh.
It's a laugh.
It's meant to be.
No,
it's an absolute laugh.
I do think that sometimes you may be laughing at the corniness of the 80s filmmaking in it. Like a lot of the dialogue even is quite cringy at points.
It's awful.
Yeah. There is
but it's just so cliche.
Yeah, look.
Some good music.
I'm going to bin it.
There is, I don't know if you've heard this, but Tarantino thinks that this is a love story between Maverick and Kilmer's.
I think I did read that somewhere. You and I spoke about this in the Oscar podcast that we did. Tarantino sometimes rubs me the wrong way. He's a bit me, a bit, how can I make this about,
Mate, if you watch this film and you pay attention to the cues that we have understood after watching years of film, like the close-ups, the long
Who's the wanker now?
I don't just mean you and I mean society has built up these understandings of how to interpret film. And if you watch this, there's long lingering eye contact between those two. The scenes linger for too long. There's just some very up close and personal in the change rooms when they get mouth to mouth, and then one of them goes and does that.
Oh yeah, there was that moment.
And they're chest on chest. I think they might be in towels, and it reeks of a gay love story. Which
wasn't that
there, but
isn't that sort of the underlying thought of a lot of military type stuff of it's spending time with the boys for years on end. Eventually,
there is a lot of those connotations into the Navy. They used to be the butt of the jokes. Excuse me, pun there, I guess.
Yeah. All right, so we're binning. I'm confused. I feel like we're sort of in the middle.
What film are we talking about?
Top Gun.
I know, I'm joking, mate. Bennett.
Bennett. This Bennett list
have we kept anything?
I don't think we haven't kept anything yet.
Do you have anything good in your?
Okay, well, what about this one? 12 Monkeys.
It's not a bad film, but also Bennett. I hate what's his name? Bruce Willis. He annoys the shit out of me.
Why?
He does me.
Is Brad Pitt in this? Yeah, Brad Pitt's in it.
Oh, Brad Pitt's hot.
Yeah, Brad Pitt's hot. But yeah, I know.
My hatred for Bruce outweighs my love for Pitt. Bennett.
Okay, Bennett. Wow. Okay, that was easy.
It's what is it? It's a futuristic sci-fi film where something happens and then something else happens.
Yeah. Yeah, look, it's...
Yeah,
I'll put it this way. It's been a while, so I probably can bin it.
Yeah.
Okay, Caddyshack, an absolute comedy classic. You've got Chevy Chase. You've never seen Caddyshack?
Never seen it. Chevy Chase, I'll tell you what, do yourself a favour and watch Community if you haven't already. That show's bloody brilliant.
Don't you worry, I'm watching it, and how great is Chevy Chase in it?
So, he's actually so good. This is probably the third time I've watched it from start to finish, and this time walking through, I've appreciated how good he is.
Does he leaves at some point, doesn't he?
He caused a lot of friction on set, and so they wrote him out. He's quite difficult to work with.
Does he come back?
I think he may.
Okay.
I think he gets rubbed out for one season, comes back, but I think the wheels had fallen off by that stage.
Okay, so there's no point watching it at that point anyway. Because
I think post 4, it's rubbish.
Okay, there's always something that stopped me when I know a TV show gets shitty, or there's an issue with it at some point. So even with the US Office, and that, Steve Carell leaves after season 7, and you're like, do I bother with the last 2 seasons? There's just something where you're like...
Does it continue?
Yeah, 2 seasons without him. Yeah,
Were they rubbish?
Yeah, not that great. Not that great. Yeah,
does somebody... Who comes in?
They have, Will Ferrell's in there for a good, 6 episodes or something. Pretty funny.
Right.
Real funny, but just not the same. It throws off the whole dynamic of the show itself.
Yeah.
All right, so...
Also, I know we're not talking about it.
I'm going to keep this, by the way, because I think you'd like it.
Sorry, I'm trying to push my point,
Yeah,
which is
no, go for
Community,
it. Yeah.
executive produced by the Russo brothers, the same geniuses behind Avengers,
Yes, correct.
Endgame, and Infinity War.
Yep, you're not breaking any news here.
Oh, you guys already.
No.
I didn't think I said breaking news, but just like for the fans, you know.
No. I
A
don't
lot
think
of
I've
people
actually.
don't know that.
I haven't
And people
discussed
don't know
it.
Community.
Yeah, people I think
People-
are going to find Community now that it's on Netflix. I originally was watching on Stan, but yeah, I will definitely be watching on Netflix. Did you know that the Russo brothers? You saw they were saying that they want to make a movie of Community.
Well, yeah, the whole running gag in Community is 6 seasons in a movie.
Yes. And what have they done? Is it 5 or 6 seasons?
I think they did 6. I think it went to the 5th one was on maybe like Yahoo, like .com.
Oh,
And they did like an S-Log. But now, yeah, if they got, but yeah, as I said, they were dwindling down. Yeah, maybe 3 or 4 of the original cast left. It was pretty grim. But if they got back on board for a movie and the Russo brothers got behind it, I would be there.
You'd be there. I heard it's going to be a 2-parter, 3-hour sort of epics. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings type stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Caddyshack.
Caddyshack I kept because I think you'll like it, and I might even lend it to you if you're lucky. Do you still have a DVD player?
Yeah, I do. It's just
Okay,
like
great.
dust.
Great.
It's under a pile of dust.
What about this
Good
one?
flick. Good sports flick.
Great
Good
sports
sports
flick.
flick.
Remember the Titans. Denzel classic. Sort of an easy watch. Like you can put this on if you want to feel motivated. You can put it on if you want to have a feel good. Maybe a trip down memory lane back to your childhood, back when you first stumbled across this. What do you think? Is this... You're going to bin it. You're going to bin it.
Hold on. I haven't said anything yet,
I
mate,
can
but,
see
I
your
mean,
face.
If you want to be inspired at the moment, maybe just pop it on to The Last Dance on Netflix. Michael Jordan story. The
Yes.
Bulls 96, 97 or 97, 98. Can't remember what year it was.
You're not
Yeah,
wrong. So you reckon
It does have Ryan Gosling as like probably an 18-year-old.
is he? It's him that sings "Ain't No Mountain High Enough."
Ain't
is it?
no
Yeah.
mountain high enough. Ain't no mountain. I don't know the words. So.
low enough. Oh, okay. Yeah. So remember the Titans. No good. Good.
Been it, mate.
Oh, that one hurt a little bit.
What is your favourite sports movie?
Favorite sports movie would probably be. You know what I'm a big fan of? The Fighter.
Go on.
You know The
Yeah,
Fighter?
that's incredible.
Incredible movie.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Even Warrior is a really good.
Yeah, Warrior is probably my favourite. That's more sports, I think, than the drama of The Fighter. The Fighter is more about the family dynamic.
Yeah, I would agree with
for
that.
me, anyway.
Yeah, I might rewatch Warrior today. That is a great film. What about? Did you see before the cinemas closed? The Way Back, new Ben Affleck one. I know you're not a big Ben Affleck guy. No, you didn't
I
see
did
it.
not see it. One of my friends saw it. He said it was quite good, but he was kind of
Yeah, a bit
neither
indifferent
here nor
about it.
there about it. Take it or leave it. Yeah.
I saw it the other night. I downloaded it. It was probably better than I expected. But you know when you have somebody
On what, mate?
no, legal, all legal.
Okay, good.
You
Good, mate.
know,
Don't want to eat into the business, mate.
no, not too much. Not
That
too
industry, mate.
No, of course not. But
Pay my bills.
well, paying yours. It was decent. I thought, but you know when they put an actor into a role, so like he's obviously meant to be this previous legend of high school basketball, and you know when they put an actor in that you just know can't play or isn't very sporty, like just you can tell he wasn't a basketballer growing up. He sort of bounced the ball once, grasp it, really push on the ball a little bit. Yeah, it's just that stuff annoys me a little bit in the movie. So the authenticity wasn't really there.
So
All right,
poor acting.
Poor acting, poor execution. Not a bad movie though. Ocean's 11.
Haven't seen it. Put it in the bin. You really have. I really do not like your taste in your DVD collection.
It's interesting. I am admittedly saving some good ones. But Wow, Ocean's 11. Brad Pitt, George Clooney, Matt Damon, Andy Garcia, Julia Roberts. Dane, you're killing it.
Yeah, that was when it was like near impossible to get a good cast of over 2 superstars in there, and they had like 6 or 7 to your point. But no, I didn't see it. I didn't watch it. I watched like Ocean's 13 with Al Pacino because again, I thought I was a bit of a movie buff, and I thought, Pacino is a legend of the screen. So I went and saw that. He played the bad guy, and I don't remember it.
Yeah, no, that. It was 13 was way more like 11, and then 12 in the middle was a bit shit. It wasn't even a casino-based movie. Brad Pitt was in it, and Catherine Zeta-Jones was in it, looking hot as. But other than that, not heaps. Not heaps.
She's more than her looks. Come on.
Is she?
Oh my goodness! You can't say that in 2020.
You
can't say in 2020.
I'm just saying I don't think she's that good of an actor. That's all.
Okay.
All right, geez, I'm going to have to edit that straight out. All right. I reckon I know where this one's going. Let's dive into Blu-rays a little bit. Let's dabble in a Blu-ray.
Okay.
Nice Guys, Ryan Gosling, not Brad Pitt, bloody Russell Crowe. What do we think?
I actually really like that film.
What a great movie.
I like it a lot.
It's such an easy watch. Buddy cop movie. Easy watch, nice comedy. Ryan Gosling, fantastic in it. It's sort of in that time period similar to La La Land too, where like it's a time period where it's a lot of colours in the set and I don't know.
Well, I think it's based in the 70s is why.
Yes, which
you get that feeling.
Yes. So we're keeping this. We're feeling pretty good about Nice Guys.
I've actually got it on. I went and bought that on Blu-ray because it was on no streaming services. However, it is now on a streaming service. Put it in the fucking bin.
You're joking. We've just pumped it up. What happens if it leaves a streaming service?
Well, this is the thing. What you're in strife then?
Yeah, because I'm gonna
keep it on record. Keep it on record.
Yeah, we're actually gonna keep one. We're keeping one.
Yeah.
Jeez,
it's just an easy, fun flick.
It is. You can put it on if you're having a bit of a dull day. You throw on Nice Guys, you feel a lot better all of a sudden.
I tell you what, though, it's made me feel a bit foolish for throwing Taxi driver in the bin.
You're regretting it?
Well, we're keeping Nice Guys, but we're throwing Taxi driver in the bin.
Well,
I feel like a bit of a fool.
I guess the thing is, after a while, you start thinking, should my DVD collection reflect great movies that are renowned globally as being a great movie, or should it reflect the things I'm more likely to watch on a regular basis?
Of course, it's you, mate.
What?
It's what you want, mate. It's your collection. You base it around what you want to watch, not what you think other people think is good.
Well,
don't be a sellout, mate.
It defeats the purpose of the podcast. I've asked you to come on to tell me what I like to watch. That's all right. You're here now. Let's keep going. All right. What about this one? Still in the wrapper?
More of an argument. Go on.
Still in the wrapper, mate.
It? Yeah, crisp. Oh, I didn't like that at all.
Logan, Hugh Jackman. Why? Why didn't you like it?
All right, here we go. Let's break it down. Because all of the X-Men series, right, that Logan is a part of, Wolverine, Hugh Jackman, is PG.
Yeah.
Right? So you haven't seen Wolverine do a whole lot of killing, a whole lot of murdering. It's all been very PG.
Mm-hmm.
And then it gets to Logan, and Logan is the NA version. And it's very dark, and it's meant to be touted as his last role as Wolverine. And Logan's dying, and he's actually facing mortality. And he's so regretful for this lifetime of sin that he has lived, and he's struggling with that. But to us, the viewers who have seen the rest of the X-Men series, he actually hasn't really done a whole lot of killing. Like, he's been pretty tame. But in this one, there's a lot of violence, and some of it is a little bit unnecessary, but some of it is quite cool visually. But
they sort of went they went the grounded in reality approach to it, didn't they? Like, if a guy actually had these claws that came out of his hands and had to kill people, that's probably how much it would cut people up.
Yeah. I didn't like it much. And then like the last scene where the kids kind of rise up and they're the ones that kind of save the what are they called?
Oh, the mutants.
Mutants. They save like the mutants from dying.
Look, I think you've been harsh there. So you would be of the belief that God, let's say, I'm trying to think of an example here. So, like, let's take Justice League, one of your favorite movies ever. Very light-hearted affair that was. And you loved it. You loved it. Don't act like you didn't. Matt Reeves then has come in, right, as we know, to direct the next Batman movie. And there was a period of time there where Ben Affleck was still going to star in it. Are you kind of the belief that had we then got the Matt Reeves version of Batman, what it looks like we're getting, you'd be like, oh, come on, like, it's a bit jarring. Like, we've already seen Ben Affleck in that sort of a Batman. We need to recast this. We need a full reboot. If you get a new director, get a new actor.
It's not about the new director or new actor. It's about the world that you're making believable. So, those other X-Men films, they had set up for pretty much anything is believable. Mutants are a real thing. That Wolverine doesn't, really kill that many people. Like, I think he does commit some violent acts, but you don't see the blood, the gore, the guts on screen. And so then to try and, communicate that he had lived this brutal life of violence, it didn't really compute with me. It didn't really engage me or hit any of my emotional points.
All right, well, it did for me, so I'm going to keep it.
That was a bad film. And you know why it was bad? It was bad because the
Oh, he's not happy. He's not happy at all.
with Johnny Cash's Hurt was so good.
In the trailer?
Yeah, it's probably one of the best trailers. That with the Suicide Squad trailer that has Queen on it, and also maybe the Batman versus Superman trailer. Those are probably the three best trailers we've ever seen. And they all fucking sucked. Films.
I thought you liked Suicide Squad.
No, it was crap.
It was crap. It was crap.
It was garbage.
All right, what about, I'm going to hit you with this. Thor Ragnarok.
No, I didn't like that either.
Really?
Sorry, Taiki Wakiki.
Ah, really? Did you like his latest one? The what's
Jojo Rabbit? I loved it.
Love Jojo Rabbit. Couldn't do Thor, but loved Jojo Rabbit.
I'm big on World War II stuff. Find it very, very
this is
engaging.
Okay, well, tell me, Dane, have you watched Band of Brothers HBO series?
I haven't.
Well, guess what I've been doing in isolation? Watching Band of Brothers for the first time ever. Holy shit.
Really?
Fantastic. If you like World War II, because so do I.
Yeah.
World War I, I'm kind of like, this is so old. Like, oh. World War II, I'm like, this is the whole Nazi thing, and it's very intriguing to me. I'll give it to you. It's downloaded. It's on a
Do you have it?
Oh,
no.
Yeah,
oh, God.
Yeah, oh, my goodness.
Edit that out.
Edit that straight out.
Tropic Thunder. I've got a glimpse of that.
Tropic Thunder.
Nah, that's on the streaming services.
I'm keeping it. I was just going to actually put it straight. Dane, that is a comedy classic. Are you kidding me?
I've been wanting to watch it for a while, but I haven't got around to it.
Have you not seen it? Oh, okay.
No, I've seen it.
Think of how groundbreaking. Think of how groundbreaking it was for that time, though. Like some of the stuff they did in that.
It's got black on the front cover. It says black, but it's Joe. It's what's his name? Jack Black.
Yes.
Just looks a bit out of sorts. It's still up Black Downing.
Yeah, because you're like,
what's that?
Yeah, true. Who is Black? Yeah, that's true. I hadn't really thought of that.
And then also I was thinking you can't do blackface anymore.
You can't. But does that not also just put it on this pedestal of, wow, things that were a marker of time? Like you could do that, but that was around the cusp of it, I reckon. A year or two after, would have been pushing it to be able to do blackface. I've always got a soft spot for Ben Stiller. Writer, director, actor. It's very impressive. He's a very impressive person.
Does he write and direct that?
Yep.
Really?
Yep. Does that change your opinion?
Quite meta.
Yeah, it is very meta.
It does a little bit because is he meant to be the director in the? Actually,
you know what? I want to take it back. I don't think he wrote it.
Oh, you coward!
It was coward. You know who wrote it was oh god, what's his name? His cousin is Louis Theroux. Justin Theroux wrote it. Nah, really great writer. But anyway, look, I want to say Ben Stiller had a hand in the writing. Little hand.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Bit of
All right.
improv on set.
We know where this one's going. The Dark Knight trilogy, a Nolan
To the
classic.
top, mate.
To the top of the bin.
Keep that at the top. Keep that at the top of your bloody list, mate. That is
We're keeping
one
it.
of the best trilogies of all time.
Yep.
That's
yep.
a no-brainer.
Well,
He is God. God walks among.
I'm holding out any confirmation on that until I see Interstellar. It looks good.
You haven't seen. You mean Tenet?
Sorry, Tenet, not Interstellar. Tenet.
You bloody dickhead.
Yeah.
Tenet will be fantastic. You know why?
Why?
Because this guy has a near perfect track record.
Near
Name
perfect.
one of his bad films.
Uh,
I think there's one with Pacino that you watched that I haven't. That you said it was like take it or leave it.
no, Insomnia with Robin Williams, and no, that's fantastic. I told you to watch that. That's maybe one of my favorites of his. That's a mind bent. Nah, he's a fucking great director. What are we talking about?
Yeah, he is.
Speaking of trilogies, speaking of good directors, Planet of the Apes, the most recent trilogy with Matt Reeves largely at the helm for the second two films. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I have seen the trilogy. It's solid, but it's definitely not worth keeping in your collection. Oh, I don't know. Take it or leave it, mate. I don't care.
Not worth arguing over that one.
Nah, it's not. It's okay, the trilogy, but it's
I
not
thought
like
it was
Lord of the
pretty
Rings. It's not
good.
like The Dark Knight.
No,
Yeah, it was solid.
it
but
was
like,
pretty solid.
I did like how the story, I guess, was about him. What's his name?
Caesar.
Caesar, rather than like the main characters kind of change out through each one. James Franco's in the first one. I can't remember who's in the second or third, but I do like that. It's about his story rather than the
Very
human
point
story.
of view driven. Yeah, I agree with that. That's why I'm looking forward to his Batman, mate. Don't you worry. That might be all right, that movie. Might be all right.
No, I'm on board. I've been on board about that. You, I would argue, have been one of the doubters of that film.
When have I been off Matt Reeves' Batman?
Since it got announced, because you're like, why do we need another Batman? We've already done the Justice League one. We've got the Ben Affleck one. I'm not sure about this.
I was a big advocate for Ben Affleck as Batman. We know this, but I've come to terms with it. Rob Pat, he'd be all right.
I think you've come around, but I don't know if that was always the case.
Interesting.
You were a big naysayer of Joker
What?
before it came out.
Oh, yes.
Oh my God! Do
yes.
not at me.
My
Do
hand.
not at me on this one.
My hand
I was
is
about
up.
to lose it,
My
mate.
hand is up.
I was about to leave.
When Joker first was announced, I was like, this is stupid. You can't have a Joker film without a Batman. And boy, was I wrong. Boy, was I wrong.
So wrong. You're one of those nerds that's
here we
like,
go.
it
Let's
has to
start
be
name
like the
calling.
comic. It has to be like the comics. If it's not like the comics, then it's not true to the origins, and then it shouldn't be in existence. Wrong.
It's interesting.
Anyway, next, what do you got? It's a bit of an outburst. Isn't it?
A little bit of an
I'll tell you
outburst.
what,
I've rolled you right up.
these isolation calls, they're not good for your angles, are they?
No, you look all right, though. The glasses help. The glasses always help.
Oh, thanks, mate.
Yeah, adds
Thank you.
sophistication. Okay,
Yeah,
here we
good.
go. Next Oscar. Now, this is a Best Picture winner. You ready for this?
If it's
Birdman.
Green Book, put it in the bin.
Birdman that's still in the wrapper.
Jeez. Yeah, I think I have a copy of Birdman that I haven't watched either. It's quite
What
a
do we
grueling
think?
watch because there's in that one continuous take,
Yeah.
and it's quite an obscure story in terms of like, is it real? What's actually happening? Is that happening, or is he imagining that? It's
And not only
it's
that-
quite grueling.
Not only that, but when you're trying to determine what's real and what's not, both options, they're very deep stories. Like it's very much you're like, oh God, emotionally, this is pretty heavy. I mean, there's suicide in it from memory.
Mm.
But like, and you were like, was that accidental suicide? Did he mean to kill himself? Yeah, the whole wrestling with reality. I like this because I think this was a return to form for Keaton. This was like he's back. And then after this, you got The Founder, you got Spotlight, you got some real classics.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
I watched Spotlight for the first time the other night, the one that you've been banging on for me to watch for years and years and years. And it just looked like one of those films that had too much talking. It was a bit too political
Yeah,
about
you
the
don't like
Catholic
that.
Church and the misdemeanors, not misdemeanors, the scandal there. And I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Great film, isn't it?
Yeah, good flick, very sturdy flick, just very informative because, as I said, I wasn't very well informed on that topic.
Yeah.
There's a sexual abuse that happened and how high it went and just how big that scandal is. And like the Catholic Church is like 18% of the entire population. Like that's a lot of people would, hurt their faith.
Yeah, especially and seeing how it impacted the community of Boston as well. Like you don't realize how central a part the church is to the community. And once you take that away or you sort of taint everyone's belief, it screws with people. It's like that that theory of like if we were to prove that like humans evolved from apes or whatever, you'd be like, well, there's a whole religion that would be like, well, okay, I don't know what to believe anymore. You take people's religion from them, it messes around with people a fair bit. But great film. Great film. So
yeah,
Birdman though, are we keeping that?
I reckon keep it. Yeah,
keep it. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
We don't have many in the
Well,
case.
I was going to say, like, I don't want to walk away from this with putting your entire collection in the bin.
No, that's okay. You're just gonna come and raid my bin, I think.
I was going to say, you're putting them in the bin and then they go to the salvos or you're selling them off for a dollar. What's the crack?
Look, I like to pass on things to other generations, other people. It'll go straight to savers. I'm a caring, sort of sharing kind of guy, Dane.
If you say so.
Yeah. This is a classic. I don't know what you thought of it, but Prisoners with Jake Gyllenhaal,
Good flick.
Hugh Jackman, great suspense thriller. What do you liked it?
I did. I liked it a lot, that film. It's a good watch. It's one of the better thrillers that I've seen.
The only thing is it is heavy.
And Hugh Jackman really loses it at one stage.
Yeah, goes completely off the rails. If you haven't seen it's about a kid gets kidnapped. His dad, Hugh Jackman, is like, he essentially loses his mind trying to find his kid. And Jake Gyllenhaal. My favourite thing about this movie, Dane, is the attention to detail from Jake Gyllenhaal in his acting with the twitch in his eye. I think he blinks. He blinks a whole heap. What do you reckon? Keep it?
Yeah, keep it.
Yeah, keep that.
Being a little bit more liberal at the moment.
I noticed. All right, let's finish off with this last little pile.
Okay.
And we're going to go a bit of
Let's do it.
Maybe a little bit of a speed round towards the end where they get a little bit... Yeah, get a little bit harder almost. Let me just move them out of your way. All right. Role models. I reckon that's a bin it.
Good flick.
Good
okay,
flick. Oh, shit.
I really like role models.
It's great, but I kind of thought... 3 for 40 JB Hi-Fi. I thought you were going to pop that.
Has that still got the wrapper on it?
Nah, I've watched it. But the sticker was on the actual cover, which wasn't a fan of.
No. Bin it, but it's a good flick.
Bin it, but go watch it if you haven't seen it. Okay, good one.
Yeah.
Unbreakable. Is this going straight to the bin given your main man's in it?
Prisoners. No, it's funny you say that because I actually really like that film. I remember being blown away because that's one of the first films that is grounded, the comic book films that is grounded in reality. Keep it.
Keep it.
M. Night Shyamalan.
Yep.
Bruce Willis. Samuel Jackson.
Bruce Willis has been given a new lease on life.
I tell you what, though, the second one was absolute garbage. Glass, the one they released, is it a trilogy?
It was a trilogy.
Yeah, anyway, it was rubbish.
Wasn't Unbreakable was first.
Oh, that's right.
And then they sort of like bootlegged it into a trilogy. And I still don't think it was meant to be a trilogy.
He reckons that was his plan from the outset, but I reckon M. Night Shyamalan is talking a whole lot of M. Night shit.
He saw a universe cash in coming there. That's all that was. Apparently I like Bruce Willis because here's another one. Sin City.
I really like that one too. Yeah.
Where do you sit on Die Hard? Where do you sit on Die Hard, just quickly? Do you like Die Hard?
The first one's brilliant. It's marvellous.
not that much of a Bruce Willis hater.
Yeah.
This was Rodriguez.
Yeah, it's a great film. Keep it.
Keep it. All right. Hey, someone's doing all right. This is one of both of our favourites. 500 Days
You've
of
got to keep
Summer.
it.
You got to keep it.
I think you've got to keep it.
You can put it on at any time. I also don't think it's on a streaming service.
I don't think it is. It's one of those films that makes you feel good going through anything tough. Just whack it on and it makes you feel that,
You're
your
not
story
alone.
isn't done.
Yeah.
You've got a little bit left.
And not to mention the music. Oh, some of the music, the Smiths, some of that music's fantastic. Fight Club, Dane, another Oscar winner, I believe. Maybe not.
Keep it. That's excellent.
Excellent film.
David Fincher.
One of his best ones. The Fighter, do we both agree that's worth keeping?
Absolutely, that's worth keeping.
Oh, look at him. Hasn't he become
Sorry, mate.
liberal?
I'm a bit nervous now. Yeah, sorry.
You're trying to beef up my collection.
Yeah, well, I know. The purpose was to cull it now anyway. Yeah.
It was.
These are good films.
Okay. Have you? I haven't watched it, admittedly. Deer Hunter, another De Niro classic, one that you're meant to have seen. Been it? Yep. Cool.
Haven't seen it.
Haven't seen it. Meant to be
One
great.
of the classics.
Yeah.
Meant to be unbelievable.
Horrible Bosses, fun watch.
Garbage.
But we're
Get it out of me.
Yep. Get
Not
it
even
out of you.
justifying it.
Ace Ventura,
Been
Pet
it.
Detective. Okay.
Been it. I think these are so dumb.
What these?
So dumb. People love them.
Ace Ventura.
Yeah.
They don't hold up. In the 90s, though, Jim Carrey at his peak. You couldn't really argue with it.
Yeah.
I know you love this one. Love Actually.
Yeah, but it's on every streaming service, been it?
Is it?
Yeah, it's on a lot, and especially during Christmas, mate. You can watch that anywhere, any open air cinema. You can go and watch that.
I guess the
amongst a
reality
full
is,
packed house.
and you're not really watching it when it's not Christmas, are you? That's just the reality. You're not
Correct.
gonna, yeah. All right, wow, Love Actually. I thought that was safe. Have you seen Warriors, Dane? A classic
Yeah,
from
been it. No good.
Yep, that's gone.
Warriors come out to play.
What? It's a good movie. This one I know we both like. We watched this together for the first time. Little fun fact here. So this is a little sentimental. We watched this at uni in our lecturer Craig's class. He introduced us to this. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Val Kilmer,
This is the
Robert
film.
Downey. Yep.
Unbelievable keeper. It reminds me of the film of Nice Guys.
Yes. How similar of a film is it? It's ridiculous.
So similar.
Okay, we're keeping
similar.
this
Keep
for
it.
sure, aren't we? That
Yeah.
might be. It's
How good was that with that class with
Ah.
Craig? Friday afternoon movies. You beauty.
and
It's a simple time.
It's a simple time, not much responsibility, just get an education, work a part-time job. There was no worries in the world, Dane. No worries in the world. All right, we're keeping Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. It's wet weather here in Melbourne today. That might be my wet weather afternoon, that.
Okay.
Suit yourself. I'm going to
Things I didn't ask.
Mad Men. Never watched it, never got into it. Season 1.
What's the first season?
And couldn't get into it either. Yeah.
I've
That's
got
in the bin.
commitment issues, mate.
Yeah, I know you do, mate. That's what they all tell us. That's what they all tell us. Forrest Gump,
Oh, dear.
Tom Hanks.
Oh, I don't like that cover.
The cover, it's the
Oh, bin
gold
it.
cover. It's an Academy
Hate
Award
it.
winning cover. Bin it because of the
Yeah, I hate
cover.
it. Because of the cover. It's
Wow.
a great film, mate. If it was in any other cover, I would say.
So maybe a
that
Blu-ray
cover's rubbish.
purchase. Maybe a Blu-ray
No,
purchase.
I hate the Blu-ray covers.
Yeah,
the
I know.
blues suck.
But I've committed to it now. All right. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Keep it.
Keep it.
It's amazing flick.
How often are you actually going to
It
watch
is.
this? The Jim Carrey flick with what's her name? Bloody Kate Winslet. You reckon it's
Unbelievable.
It's
It's about a guy that tries to wipe his memory after he goes through a tragic breakup.
so you'd love
And then
this.
within his memory, he realizes that he doesn't want to let the memory of her go. So he spends the rest of the movie with inside his mind trying to run away from his disappearing memory.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's
collapsing
very, very heavy film. But all right,
It
if
is
we're
very
keeping
heavy,
it, we're
yes.
keeping it.
Love it.
Cool. This one I think you're going to want to keep. American Beauty, even though Kevin Spacey
it.
has not aged well, but we're going to keep it.
Keep it.
Okay.
It's a cracker.
We'll keep it. All right, we're finishing off with a fire round here. You ready?
Let's go. Just spat all over the camera.
Oh, good. All right, here we go. Mel Gibson,
Let's go.
Ransom, 90s film
Bin,
about his son
bin.
getting kidnapped. Bin it?
Bin.
All right, American History X.
Keep.
Keep. Wow, didn't expect that.
Cracking film.
Good
Batman
morning,
Arceus.
Vietnam. It's a speed round.
Haven't seen it, been it.
Okay, well, No Country for Old Men. Shit cover like the Forrest Gump one.
Shit cover, but love that flick. But
Okay, cool. Love that. One Flew Over the
not a
Cuckoo's
lot of
Nest.
consistency. Great film.
So keep it?
Jack Nicholson, keep it. Keep it.
Okay.
That's one of the classics. You haven't had a classic in there from like 70s.
Inglourious Basterds.
Tarantino. Fabulous. One of my favourite Tarantino films. Keep it.
Keep it. Once Upon a Time in America. I never watched it, but I bought it from JD.
I've never seen it. Put it in the bin. I really want to watch it.
I know, it's meant to be great. Knocked Up. Classic. Very funny movie.
Classic.
But we're
Very
binning
funny.
it. Yep.
We don't have time for comedies.
Training Day. Denzel. Bin it.
Great film. Bin it. We don't have time.
And we're ending on a real lull here. The Perfect Storm. George Clooney. in its wrapper.
The Perfect Storm. There should be a joke in that, but I can't get it. Put it in the bin.
$6.95. Happy to bin it. Wow.
That's great.
Whew. Okay.
I need a bit of a breather after that.
All right. To recap for everyone, you can sit back, catch your breath, and I'll go through what we've just binned and what we've kept. All right. So we've binned The Perfect Storm, Training Day, Knocked Up, Once Upon a Time in America, even though we both want to see it. Good Morning Vietnam, Mel Gibson's Ransom, Forrest Gump because it had a shit cover, Mad Men Season 1 because we couldn't get into it, Warriors because Dane was a prick on that one, Love Actually, it's on everything, Ace Ventura, no good, Horrible Bosses, Deer Hunter, Role Models, Thor Ragnarok, which was a Blu-ray and more expensive, and that's upset me that it's in there, Ocean's 11, don't know about Oceans 12 and 13. Remember the Titans, 12 Monkeys. Top Gun also had a shit cover, fun fact. Secret Window, Dane really hated that one. Be Cool, Sleepless in Seattle, Bad Boys, Heat, Moneyball, Taxi Driver. This is where it gets very interesting. All three Godfathers, High Fidelity, American Hustle are all in my bin. If you're looking for some pickups for movies, come around to my place. The bin's full. Okay, what have we kept?
Hey, mate, I wouldn't mind those Godfathers and Taxi Driver.
I'll see you at 6 o'clock, just when it gets dark here tonight. I'll see you out the front. All right, in the keep, far shorter list, we have Inglourious Basterds, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, No Country for Old Men, even though it has a shit cover, American History X, American Beauty, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, Sentimental Reasons, The Fighter, Fight Club, 500 Days of Summer, Sin City, which was surprising, Unbreakable, also surprising, Prisoners, Birdman, 2 Blu-rays, all of these Blu-rays, Planet of the Apes trilogy, The Dark Knight trilogy, Tropic Thunder, Logan, which Dane was upset about, and The Nice Guys.
Well, I think my count's at 22 keep, 32 bin, which, mate, you asked me to come on here to get rid of
More than half
to clear out the house.
Yeah.
I'm pretty impressed.
I think that's a pretty successful non-spring cleaning, if you will.
Yeah.
Isolation checklist, that's one thing off it. I can tick that off. Everyone will be happy. Bit more room. Maybe we'll go out and buy some new DVDs.
Yeah.
Mate, I appreciate that. That's a big help. That's a massive help.
My absolute pleasure.
And I'll put aside The Godfather Part 1, 2, and 3. And what was the other one? Maybe Taxi Driver. I'll leave them out the front for you.
In all seriousness, I would love Welcome to America or whatever that De Niro one is. It's like a 4-hour epic that we haven't seen.
Is it Scorsese? Is it Scorsese or not?
No, I don't think so.
Some other bloke. Okay. I'll leave that. I'll put that with The Godfather for you, all right?
Absolutely.
Thanks for helping me out, mate. Appreciate it.
My absolute pleasure, mate. Take care. Enjoy isolation.
Mate, before you go, you're doing writing? What's happening? Are you still doing Jam Pod? What's happened?
I'm still doing a little bit of Jam Pod.
Yeah.
The baby that we once started probably 4 years ago now.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Now I do like 2.5, 3-minute podcasts or movie reviews. They're meant to be comical. Most of them aren't. However, they're intended to be. I did 2 this year. I can't remember what films they were.
Are they on?
I'm doing them, yeah.
We're on iTunes? What are we doing?
We're on iTunes, just another movie podcast. You'll have to punch in there.
Brilliant. And you got
iTunes,
a little writing samples going up? I read a nice article you wrote the other day.
Thank you very much, my friend. I'm writing for The Latch, which is a new digital website that's got 3 verticals: entertainment, lifestyle, and health.
Cool. How you finding that?
Great
You enjoying
website. It's stressful, mate. I fancy myself as a bit of a writer. It turns out that I'm far too anal and have too much of a perfectionist personality, and it stresses me out.
So that's the sort of quality you can get when you go and find Dane. It's always going to be of the highest quality, isn't it?
Yeah, I like to think so. But
a little bit of added pressure for you there, mate. Thanks heaps for joining me, mate. We'll have come back soon, all right?
Absolutely. Take care, guys.
Thanks, mate. It was tough. That was all very tough. The DVD collection has dwindled down. I think Dane's count was about 32 on the chopping block. 32 DVDs. And 22 or 23 remained. So more than half of my DVD collection gone. Totally gone. Stiff. The shelf will never look the same. I'm insistent on not going and buying new DVDs to just put in its place because that would defeat the purpose. And also I totally expect to see Dane here later tonight picking up some from my bin that he was keen on himself. And he sort of lured me into thinking they weren't worthy of keeping. Interesting approach he took. But nonetheless, thanks to Dane for helping me cull my DVD collection. Don't forget you can get Jam Pod, Just Another Movie Podcast, on iTunes. You can find it there. Check out some of Dane's movie reviews, and also you can follow some of his writing that he puts up. That's at The Latch, a online digital news publication. So you can follow his work there too. And look, I'm going to have to go and maybe have a little bit of counselling, at least a debriefing session with somebody about the loss of some really great movies from my DVD collection. Probably going to have to try and refine myself as a person, now not having my DVDs to remind me of the type of person I am. Tough episode, this, guys. Tough episode. But an isolation checklist activity that I can now tick off. DVD collection cleaned out. This has been another episode of The Pop Culture Experience. Come back again next time and, chat to me again. Don't forget you can get all the old episodes of The Pop Culture Experience on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube. Don't forget if you head to the YouTube channel, subscribe, like, interact with me. I'm very bored in isolation. Could use the company. I'll chat to you soon.
This has been a Cheeky Leprechaun production.